What is up guys, AJ here from Smith's Fitness. Today's video is on how to fix your deadlift. This video will help out you guys just getting started, those of you who have problems with your deadlift positioning, and it might even help if you've got a little bit of persistent lower back pain during or after deadlift sessions. So let's just have a look at this video example of a deadlift setup. You can see a nice straight back, I'm hinging at the hips, my shoulders over the top of the bar, and that bar path is straight up and down. Pretty simple. The big thing I want to get across with this video is that we need to learn the ability to hinge at our hips to maintain a neutral spine throughout the deadlift movement. The big problem with this is we start lifting heavy stuff off the floor without the ability to stay in a neutral position or without the ability to hip hinge in the first place, and we start putting ourselves at risk of injury. Now let's get back to that hip hinge. I've got a couple of illustrations I'm going to run you through. Hopefully this will help. What we've got here is a perfect example of a hip hinge. Those hips have rotated anteriorly and the system as a whole, so the spine and the hips, are acting together. What happens is when we don't hip hinge is our hips stay put, and then we have to get our movement through our vertebrae like so to get into the right position to reach down and grab the bar down here. But we start loading up our lumbar spine, we put pressure on intervertebral discs, we put ourselves at risk of impingement, muscle strains, all that sort of stuff, because these hips haven't tipped forward like they should. So remember, when we hip hinge, we tip forward, we rotate anteriorly with our hips to keep that neutral spine to create a nice, safe structure to lift with. So if you're having problems with your deadlift, hopefully you're going to spend some time learning to hip hinge to be able to anteriorly rotate those hips to maintain a neutral spine. After that, it's pretty obvious we need to make sure that we're using appropriate loads. So a lot of people will be able to stay neutral throughout a full range of motion until they get something heavy enough in their hands. Most of us will get pulled out of neutral at certain weights. So just make sure that you're using appropriate weights where you can maintain that position. If you're having problems off the floor with your deadlift, so you're positioning at the bottom of the pool, just use a block pull to start with and then slowly lower that height of the block until you're off the floor. The other thing, and what I would go with, is a Romanian deadlift. The thing I like about a Romanian deadlift is that you can work within your range of motion where you can maintain a neutral spine, and then over time you will get stronger and you'll be able to increase that range of motion under tension until you're deadlifting off the floor. So there it is guys, I hope that helped. If you have any problems, hit me up, let me know. Otherwise, stay awesome.